Particularly in my field, when it comes to visual arts, it's a lot of post work that goes into a film. Being that I deal more with the editing aspect, um, you really have so much freedom when it comes to post, and deciding, everything that the director needs to uh, the director needs you to put into it. It's really ultimately, even though you're getting direction from different people, um, you really find yourself making most of the majority of decisions when it comes to the art itself and the style, and it affects it in so many different ways. That whole art aspect in the industry would have gives you a ton of freedom to do whatever you like. It would be sad to say that it has a negative impact. I think people that say it's having a negative impact are people that are just unhappy with the fact that everybody has the opportunity to do this now. Technology has gone a long way. Where I mean, you touch something as simple as YouTube, and anybody can be a filmmaker now, and anybody can edit. But I think to me, I think it's a positive thing. I think it helps the world to become that much better, because there's nothing like seeing somebody that can do something that you can't, and then putting the goal of making something even better than you thought you couldn't. So I think being able to share with other people instantly like that is great, because it'll only motivate people to be greater. Something that's really really common in almost any kind of movie is muzzle flares. That kind of artistry with the lighting. Lighting is always a huge deal. Um, but when you go into editing, you can't forget about color correction and making the scene look that much more real when it comes to the lighting. Um, so I would say, like, usually when you think of repeated, yeah, the art itself is pretty unique, but the way it's executed is usually going to be commonly the same. I don't really have a particular artist that I'm fond of. If anything, I'm a little bit more on the competitive side when I see graphics as a whole, because when it comes to graphics and art, especially with film, it's more of a team effort rather than just one person focused on it. So to me, when I see a particular movie that has it deals more intense with computer graphics and making that look real, that's where I try to compare myself to how a movie is created, and then try to mimic that and try to be better than that. I think everybody has to start somewhere. I mean, sometimes you really don't have a grasp on how to do something, or know how something should look, because as great as it is to be unique, it's always great to have things that people can relate to. And the only things that people can relate to are the things that have existed. So I think having it provides a starting point, and then from there you make it your own. But without it, you don't have a place to start, and pretty much um, you'll go in a direction that nobody will notice.